struggle a little bit in front of the camera, and I get nervous, and it be like looking at me like, what just happened?
What's up, y'all? I'm Justin, and this is
Stephanie.
And we came up with a show called Salmon and Salad.
A community of dopeness.
A community, yeah. She done made a whole website. She done put up the gear for it, man. I'm excited about it, and like we about to turn up on that. So the first thing that we're gonna talk today, after I get this phone straight, is goals. Stephanie wants to talk about goals. You have to come over closer.
Okay.
This is a show where we gotta be able to communicate to people that we feel their energy, and it's okay to be close to talk about stuff. So goals. What did you want to talk about goals?
So for goals, with the new year coming up, I was like, I don't know, like I just got some goals and stuff that I wanted to accomplish, but I didn't really know how to form them and put together an action plan for moving forward. And suddenly the other day, it just kind of hit me on the best way to do it. And I was like, you know what, this could be my 2020 vision, meaning these are the goals that I want to accomplish, by 2020, which is more than a year, but you get what I'm saying.
That's long term, short term.
Yeah, like it's like, cause sometimes I feel like a year ain't really enough.
Right.
To get what I want done.
And if you do a 2-year goal, you know how good you'll feel about that. 2 years is patience. You know what I'm saying? It's not the ultimate patience, but 2 years is a long time to stick to a plan. But go ahead.
Right, and then so I started thinking, okay, I got these big goals, but what are some ways that I can accomplish them? Because some of these goals are kind of difficult for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like they don't seem that easy to accomplish, and I think that's probably important that I should put down some stuff that ain't gonna be easy for me. Because if it ain't easy right now, is it a goal? I don't know.
What you mean by that?
I don't know. It just feel like it's not easy. I don't put my business all out there.
So answer me this: have you achieved goals in your life?
Yeah, all day.
How does it feel to achieve long-term goals?
It feels amazing, but some of those goals I feel like they kind of just fell into place. I ain't really had to work too often.
So that's a dope thing, right?
Right, I agree.
So I think all of that just kind of comes around to the point that you really just sticking to your plan and you really execute, and that's some ultimate patience, man.
For me, I really feel like I gotta, have a action plan. I'm a very structured person.
Mm-hmm.
I get very overwhelmed easily by large goals, so I gotta be kind of I'm overthinking goals. Okay. So apparently our producer said we're overthinking this.
Our producer, shout out to our producer. Shout out to our producer, bro. I think that too, man. I really think that because I'm agreeing with the producer. You overthinking him because you are in fact very detailed and everything, but I feel like when you accomplish stuff, you don't feel like you've accomplished stuff.
Cause I'm a motherfucking robot.
You're not a robot.
I am a robot. Like, you gotta think about my job. You gotta think about, those type of jobs tend to attract certain type of mindsets, and I have a very analytical.
But see, you're like a maestro with that shit too, though, because you have like you have figured out the formula for all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you're young, and you know how to maneuver amongst a diverse group of people. You know what I'm saying? And you are successful, and people put big responsibilities on you, and you handle them. Like, so that says a lot for a person that accomplishes things. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like you're overthinking.
Okay. So, back to goals. I think that it's important for me is, not to get overwhelmed by the big picture, to be able to break it down, but also to back up a little bit and not overthink it. Because I do tend to do that a lot. That's maybe one of my goals for 2018 and 19 is just to chill, but I can't chill. Like, y'all understand. Like, I can't just be like, oh, it's a go and then forget it. Like, I gotta plan that shit. I gotta have a project plan. I gotta have a budget. Like, it's just my personality, and I'm structured as fuck. That's probably
you definitely gonna be helping me in my life, because I don't have none of that shit to talk about. My map like dislike shit. Like, we talked about goals. Now we have like this list of positive things because we want to keep the whole vibe like upbeat, man. We actually just had a moment today, you know what I'm saying, between me, Stephanie, and our homie where we like our spirits were lifted, you know what I mean, and we wanted to make sure that we carry out that vibe throughout the show. That's part of what Salmon and Salad represents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of the things we wanted to talk about was self-love. I felt like this is your specialty. Could you tell people about self-love, Steph?
So self-love is pretty much, actually this isn't my specialty. He actually finally was the first person, no for real, he was the first person ever to explain to me what self-love was. Because I called him one day, I was real upset, I was going through some relationship stuff, and I was like, you know, I need to just move on. I'm just saying, anyway, I was like, no, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you need to move on, you need to learn how, I said, I need to move on. He was like, you need to learn how to practice self-love. And I was like, yo, if one more person said that to me, I'm gonna go the fuck off. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's self-love? Because in my mind, I thought self-love was like walking through the park alone and masturbating. Like, I didn't understand like what they meant. Like, I mean, it's like everybody throws that term around, but do they really like explain what it was? Mm-hmm. And he was the first person ever to explain to me.
What did I say?
You said self-love is when no matter what hurts, no matter how much you dislike it, you choose yourself first. Mm-hmm. Like, if you got a job and you hate that fucking job, you don't pick those bills over that job. You pick your self-respect and how you love yourself first. If you got somebody that you dating and they are, you know, dogging you can't love that person more than you love yourself first. So yeah, I mean, you the king of this. Explain this. You are. No. He boosted me. Like, I went back to work. No. I felt like a motherfucking champion. Like, I was like, I understand. I get it. And it was almost like, this is gonna sound a little extreme, but I lie to you not. It was almost like a turning point in my life. It really was. No, for real, it was. It was a turning point in my life. That one little piece of advice, I just took it and ran with it. Cause remind you, I'm analytical as fuck. And you can't just come to me with some obscure, is that how you say the word? Like, you know, quote and think that I'm gonna get it, because I'm gonna fucking hound your ass if you can't fucking explain it to me. Like, don't come at me like that. That bothers me, so.
To me, I feel like self-love is like being able, self-love at its best, like then after that you're like able to give anybody love, you know what I mean? You're able to talk to anybody and communicate with anybody because you have yourself straight, you know what I'm saying? And you have like kind of like weeded out the negative energy, you know what I'm saying? You weeded out the people that's parasitic and making you feel bad. Because yeah, so self-love to me is just like, it's not so much about even self-love. It's about being your best self, but to be like at full energetic vibration to be able to communicate with anybody.
Energetic vibration.
And it's just like you're able to vibe with anybody, you know what I'm saying? And people feel that and they leave and they have a good day with you. You know what I'm saying? They have a nice day.
But I do want to say one thing. Be careful about that fake self-love, because I know a lot of people out here that be like, I love myself, I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that. But all their actions show differently when they deal with their day-to-day life, whether it be the people they talking to, people they hang around, or the stuff they take up.
And if they use that voice that she used, they probably look like Shanae or Jamie Foxx on The Living Color when he was dressed like, what's her name?
I forgot. Like, I rock your world.
Yeah. What was her name? Wanda. Shout out to the producer for 3. He's on fire. So look, let's pick another one. What about
being present?
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Talk about it.
For being present, I think that's kind of important, because it's almost like I kind of get into this routine where I forget that I'm human. Like, I'm just going, I'm moving. But do you ever just think and just have, it's almost like a high moment. You just like, damn, I'm alive. Like, I can feel, I can see, the world is my oyster, whatever. I don't know. But I think it's very important to kind of get in tune to just being human and being real and having that out of body moment when you realize that you real. Like, I'm real. I don't know.
Starting simple.
Huh?
Starting simple.
Starting simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I feel like being present is like that's another full moment because like when you're in the present moment, you're not letting anything behind you and not even in front of you affect you. You're just moving within the moment, and kind of I think that's how like you get in the flow of life with like good energy in the first place. It's kind of like a blind thing. It's just like you're on cruise control.
Fitting in the flow, your love feel like. I just wrote that down.
Hold on, so fitting in the love of your what?
Fitting.
Can you hand it to me?
This from the
For
producer.
fitting in a flow of your life filled love, your love filled life. For fitting in a flow of your love filled life. What that mean?
Say it.
So like, you start off, simple like you said.
Come closer to the microphone to hear you.
Alright. So that was like, you start simple. Then you got self-honesty, about being honest with yourself, about, what's workable for you, what you feel is fair, so that you can sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess the self-trust will come along because you're like, all right, I feel like I'm making better decisions. Then what y'all was talking about, self-love, and then once you got all that, you just fit in the flow of your love-filled life, like everything feel like love, you're embracing everything, you got that abundance, able to, make them selections and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's
he like Yoda, He like Yoda with a boombox. with an Adidas headband. And a skateboard. And he can do tricks without dropping the radio.
It's just a force.
That was deep, man.
So, of course, our producer, as he was giving us some very insightful stuff, is learning the different levels to self-love. So he was talking about self-trust, the importance of self-trust. The importance of, what was it, self-trust? What was the other one?
Honesty.
Honesty. Honesty with yourself as well as with those around you.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, living and vibrating in an atmosphere of love. Period.
I like how you said atmosphere just now.
Yeah. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Let's
talk about, last but not least, this going to be our last little one. Let's talk about meditation. I feel like me and Stephanie usually like really connect on this topic because when we have our discussions, we usually talk about the cosmos and the stars and energy and stuff like that. So when it comes to meditation, like what form of meditation do you use to like get your mind clear, whatever? And what are like? And how
I kind of
do you
just
feel?
zone out, but I didn't know that zoning out was actually meditation until I became an adult. Like when I used to get stressed when I was a kid, I just stared at the wall and just kind of just go away.
Like separate yourself?
Yeah, but it was almost like a I don't want to say I would spiritually leave. Oh, that sounds crazy, but I don't know. It was just almost like I would leave this earth for a little bit. And I think that was the part that was just clearing my mind from any and everything that was going on around me and detaching from even my physical self, like just a blank space. So by the time I came back, all the drama and stuff that was going on around me couldn't really affect me. But I could be wrong. I mean, everybody got their own forms of meditation.
Trying to take a time out so you can redirect the canvas of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we gotta get him.
I think you just interviewed him. He deep as shit. I'm trying to tell you. I told him, tell him the shit you told me the other day. Shit blew my motherfucking mind, right? Nah, for real. He told, come here. So he told me, what the fuck he said? Oh, he said everybody worried about thinking before you talk. Why don't we never worry about thinking before we respond or thinking before we feel? That's what he said. He said everybody.
And emotions that is genuinely your emotions, like thinking before you think. Like you can think before you talk, but if you thought about like if someone comes to you with some energy that's off a little bit or whatever, it's your choice to accept whether or not what they saying is accurate about you and your personality and things you've done, being accountable. I guess that would come with, the self-honesty and stuff. But yeah, I mean, just pretty much being accountable for you and just being able to like I said, think about accepting those feelings as genuinely your emotions instead of being like from an outside influence just like the social media thing y'all talked about, like seeing different posts and stuff and just identifying with some of those feelings like, oh, now I'm sad now because I seen this about, you know what I'm saying, this holiday. And I remember this family member who was there or whatever, and it was a good holiday, good season or whatever. I mean, but you can also at the same time think before you think and be like, yeah, that person put a lot of good values in my life, kind of sort of build me into the person that I am, build my character and stuff like that.
He basically told me that our topic was some trash and that no, in a very nice way. He was like, well, social media don't bother me. I said, well, you don't see shit that bother you? He said, nah. He said, everybody out here screaming, think before you talk. Why y'all just think before y'all feel? And I was just like, that's some real shit. He just broke it down that way, but he's nice about it right now. But he went in
because I mean, but at this, like we low key, people like drama anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because some of that shit is just OC, man. But that's why it's important for us to stay away from that shit sometimes too, because we know that we're that sensitive to the shit. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Agreed.
So it's just like, man, and I don't know. For me, it's hard because I like imaging. You know what I'm saying? I like visuals and shit. So I gotta kind of look at it. But like when that bad shit on there, man, I just try to filter it out.
Let me get him the card for the wings.
We was recording the whole time.
I'm